Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are reviewing Scream 6. Before we dive on into that, comment below what you guys want to see in future videos here for a series that you want me to cover. I'm going to start Friday the 13th next, but after that, if there's any recommendations, I look to fully do that. So make sure to at least leave a comment. And if you guys want to check out my wish list on Amazon as well, we get some movies. If there's a series or a franchise you want me to watch, I can add it to that if I don't already have it, or I'll try to purchase it myself. But to get on into this review here, Scream 6 was not a terrible movie overall for me. I actually like it better than the third and the second one. Surprisingly, the second one. It brought back quite a few characters, like it has, with Sydney playing a minor, like super minor role in that, and then we saw Kirby coming back. Um, we still see Billy like looming around, basically. Basically as his daughter is still seeing him throughout the entire series, which I find kind of interesting. But to dive right on into the start of things, we see Jason, who is imitating the Ghostface killings throughout this like first 10 to 15 minutes here. He ends up tracking down a woman he was supposed to be like going on a date with, taking her out, and then he goes back to his apartment where the real Ghostface here in this movie knows he's imitating him, ends up killing his roommate, and then ends up killing him, which is a different approach to the beginning of these movies. This is one thing I really like about all the Scream movies is you get different ways of starting off the movie, and it gives you a nice little variety because it's never been the same really in these movies. So I personally really like that. I don't like repetition a whole lot. Like, don't get me wrong, you're seeing just people die left and right, but they do a good job of, mixing it up and making it fun to watch. I guess like all of these I've had fun watching outside of maybe the third one, but even it even had its moments. So for me, I don't know, I really like the way this movie ended up playing on out. But I'd end up ranking this probably, I think I'm gonna go third here on my list. I think that's where I'm gonna end up putting it. I think it was a little bit better than yeah, I think it was a little bit better than the fifth one. I think at least, which might be a little bit of a hot take, but I do like the aspect of having three different killers, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think they did it properly, but they still had good moments here within the movie. You end up seeing the likes of Quinn Bailey dropping at one point in this movie. I'm assuming it was her brother there that we later find out is what's his name? I forget his name. Ethan. Ethan Landry, I believe, ends up being her brother, who really caught me off guard. I had my suspicions with him a little bit because he was a little sus at times, especially within that train scene that we saw. But from the beginning, we kind of saw Mindy, pointing her fingers towards him, which honestly made sense now that you see the ending of it. But it was, to me, not too reliable at that moment. I thought it was gonna be someone completely different. Like, I had a feeling about Quinn, but when she got taken out, I'm like, oh my god. Like, the first time I watched it, I'm like, no, there's no way that she's not the killer. And then she got taken out. I'm like, well, she's definitely not then. So then my eyes kind of turned to Ethan a little bit, but I wasn't still fully sold on that. I thought maybe it was Sam's boyfriend that she was seeing throughout the entire movie, but then he ends up popping up in the window scene. And my mind was all over the place watching this the first time, and I really liked that. It kept me guessing. Um, and then later to find out that there's three of them and they're related to one of the characters from the fifth one of those killers there. I forget his name off the top of my head, but someone Sam dated there. Like, it just all kind of came full circle, and I actually really liked that aspect of it because we just kind of get to see things being different. I liked having three killers. I still don't think they executed it the way they needed to, but I didn't mind them having three. They tried something new. It was kind of like the third one. It's kind of like in threes. The third one they try it with one. This sixth one they try it with three. I think they executed the three better than the one personally. I know that might not sit well with a bunch of people, but I actually quite enjoyed the way this movie played on out. So aside from that, we really just kind of see a Scream movie. We get to see Ghostface pick up a gun at one point in the gas station scene, and then we see Quinn dropping at one point. Mindy gets stabbed pretty good in the train scene. Everyone kind of survives yet again there. from that core group. Kirby and Gale were both in it quite a bit. Gale's boyfriend ends up dying in this movie, which I thought was a little interesting. My favorite part of Gale here in this movie is when she literally says, "Hold on," and then calls Ghostface back. That is like honestly one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. I can't stand Gale in the series anymore. I wish they would have taken her out rather than Dewey in the fifth one, but you live with what you got. And it seems like in the seventh one, which I'm not too excited for personally, that Gale and Sydney are going to be the main characters. Um, it could work if Stumacher, who I still think is alive here in the series, in a mental ward or something like that, or hiding underground. Maybe he snuck out of the house before anyone could see him. I still think that he's going to end up coming back and being the main Ghostface here in the series, terrorizing maybe Sydney. I think Sydney is actually rumored to have a son in this movie, so maybe he's terrorizing her son and then traps her into coming back, and then maybe she calls for backup with Dempsey's character there from the third one, and then possibly Gale as well. I think that actually could fit really well, and maybe they could get a good story going, but I don't like the fact that they're swaying away from this crew that they had here in the fifth and sixth movie. Now maybe it pans out where, you know, down the line they can actually utilize the guys from the fifth and the sixth one again, but I'm not 100% sure if that'll ever come full circle. I would love for it to, but I don't plan on it. I was really hoping they would make a third one with the same crew because I actually kind of like this crew, but sometimes you just don't get what you want within a franchise, and I think they might be going a little too far if they don't incorporate the people they just had in this movie. Kind of like Friday the 13th a little bit. Once you get further down into the movies, it's kind of, you know, too much. Same with Halloween, it just became too much. So maybe they need to really think about what they want to do here with the seventh movie. But who knows? It could turn out. I've been genuinely impressed by almost all these movies. Um, you know, Scream 3 was my least favorite, but I still enjoyed watching it. I'll still go back and watch it. I don't have an issue watching it. It's just the motive in that movie to me, like, it made sense, but at the same time, it's just like, like, um, I don't know. I didn't. It just didn't sit that well with me. So, um, I think I'll leave it there, guys. If you guys want to, you know, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Definitely comment what franchises you'd love to see me watch. I know I'm not that great at reviewing yet, but bear with me. I'm trying a few different things when I'm talking about these movies, as you can tell. Like today, I didn't really go in timeline order of the movie. I kind of just jumped around a little bit. I just kind of want to see what sits and floats best with you guys. So let me know. Like I said, Friday the 13th is the next plan. If nothing's recommended by then, I'm probably just going to hop into Halloween, then probably Nightmare on Elm Street, which I've never actually seen any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I've wanted to. I don't know why I haven't watched any. I've seen Freddy versus Jason. I know a lot about Freddy Krueger. I don't know why I haven't watched the movies. And then I plan on, you know, hopping into Chucky, you know, the Hellraiser movies, Children of the Corn. Like, I have a bunch of movies already just sitting around. And maybe I'll show you guys in a video in the future with that. So we'll kind of see how things play on out. But for now, I'm going to sign on off, guys. I appreciate you. And again, Amazon wishlist if you guys want to help me get any movies for future videos. And we'll see you guys next time.